drama with this guy, man, and the whole situation. And I just want to say, I think he needs a lot of prayer, and he needs mental health, like the things that we can relate to, you know?
Absolutely.
I think that's what's going to save him or help him. Nothing else. I don't think we should talk about him. I don't think we should make fun of him.
What just surfaced about Q from DAY26 and Diddy is absolutely disturbing. We've been hearing for years that nearly everyone who crossed paths with Diddy went through something, and the artists under Bad Boy were especially trapped because he controlled their careers. But what Q has now revealed adds an entirely new and shocking layer to the mess. Just when people thought they had heard it all about Diddy, Q made it clear that we have only scratched the surface.
I kept trying to get in contact with him because all I wanted was an apology. All I kept saying, like, could you apologize? Like, could you just apologize for what I can't talk about right now? But I just wanted to apologize because something was wrong with me, man. Something was wrong. And like when your last Vlad interview, you could look at me and tell like something was wrong. Like I wasn't the enthused person. I wasn't cute. I looked like stressed. I looked like I was in a dark place. So like you could tell like something was wrong. Like,
from what's being said, Q woke up one day and discovered a recording of himself being passed around, and it was allegedly filmed by Diddy. The scariest part was that he had no memory of how it was made or when it even happened. But one thing he was absolutely certain about was that it couldn't have happened without Dawn Richards being involved, all in the name of her trying to stay in Diddy's good graces. So what exactly is Q claiming happened?
Diddy?
Not as often as I'd like, but that's the homie forever.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know that Puff had bought me out of a contract prior to even getting on the show. Like it wasn't I chose Puff over my group at the time. It was more of when someone does that, where I come from, you got to respect that on a large level. So I gave loyalty to him. But all his crazy, I look at things like that as loyalty. So I was loyal to him and I paid my dues back like a businesswoman should.
Right.
Until he said, okay, your dues are paid, and then I left.
If you've been following everything since the Cassie situation, that exploded in 2023 and the RICO charges that showed just how protected Diddy really was, then you already know he kept recordings and files on nearly everyone around him. That's how he stayed in control and kept people silent. Most folks assumed those videos came from Diddy's infamous freak-offs, believing the people there were willing participants who just didn't realize his home was filled with hidden cameras. But what if Q's story is telling us something very different? He says Diddy still managed to get something over him, even though Q was extremely careful not to ruin his image. Q Mosley from DAY26 had always avoided speaking on Diddy, and when he did, he was visibly shaken and sometimes even broke down in tears.
Understand? No, it's okay, bro. I don't understand why someone would sit down and think about hurting someone. I don't know. Or laugh about it after they do it, you know. Like, I don't get it. That's why I said none of them are innocent. I'm not here to expose anybody, but none of them are innocent, man. Like, none of them are innocent. Y'all all coming after this man for millions of dollars when y'all were a part of it as well.
Even earlier this year, when he appeared in an interview with the rest of the group, you could tell he was uncomfortable and triggered when asked about Diddy. But it was during his interview with Aubrey O'Day that he finally explained why talking about Diddy is so painful. Back when DAY26 was still active, Q was dating Dawn Richards, who was also signed to Bad Boy. They became the first known Bad Boy couple since Faith and Biggie, and their relationship was heavily featured on Making the Band. One day, Dawn told him she had something new for him to try. A pill she got from Diddy. She showed him another pill that was supposedly for herself and made it seem like they were going to do something intimate later. But after Q took the pill and eventually came to, he saw Diddy standing over him with several other men in the room laughing. He woke up terrified, feeling like something had happened to him, even though he couldn't fully understand what it was.
My ex at the time, which was Dawn, she gave me an ecstasy pill. And she said...
Is that what she said it was?
Yeah, she said it was ecstasy, and she said it was from Puff to give to me. And it was red. And I took it because I thought I was going to get freaky with my girlfriend. You know, we tried ecstasy before, and I trusted her that's what it was. He gave her 2 of them. I took mine. Within like 20 minutes, I knocked out and blacked out. Yeah. I woke up in the twins' bedroom in the basement, and I woke up out of my sleep screaming very, very loud.
Who are the twins?
I don't know their names.
Are you talking about Diddy's daughters?
Twins. Yeah. Diddy's twins. His girls. Yeah. I woke up in their bed to cameras filming me. And they were laughing as I woke up out of my sleep, screaming. And it felt like, I'm not gonna cry.
Okay. Yeah, take your time. It's okay. It's understandable that you're reliving this and emotion comes with it. There's just no way around it. So
it felt very sacrificial. That's what I meant when I said, I felt like they were trying to hurt me or Diddy was trying to maybe sacrifice me that night.
One person even commented on what Q might have been experiencing, writing, "The thing is, he wasn't asleep, he was awake the whole time. Him coming awake was his consciousness returning to his body." And that explanation actually fits, because when Q confronted Dawn, he learned the pill wasn't recreational at all. It was more like a horse tranquilizer. It gets even darker because Dawn never took the pill she claimed she was taking. She only pretended so he would feel safe. Once she saw he swallowed his, she spit hers out and told Diddy he could come in. Q also said that there were 2 red pills. She never took hers. That part always haunted me. It felt less like a shared experience and more like an experiment. Like I was a lab mouse in some twisted trial to see how fast I'd collapse. My trust had been manipulated and my vulnerability exploited. After I came to, I began experiencing disturbing psychological symptoms, auditory hallucinations, racing thoughts, intense paranoia, and crushing anxiety. My thoughts weren't clear. My memory started slipping. It felt like my mind had regressed. I was forced to relearn basic things with the support of doctors and loved ones. The pill had broken me, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Q wasn't just pointing fingers at Diddy. He was also suggesting Dawn Richards played a role. Dawn quickly fired back with her own statement saying, "I want to be unequivocally clear. I have never drugged anyone, nor have I ever given anyone pills to take. The suggestion that I did so is categorically false. If such a belief were genuine, it would be inconsistent with the actions that followed, such as inviting me into your home, introducing me to your younger sisters and family, and continuing a relationship with me. It would also be inconsistent with choosing to attend social events without me, engaging with individuals I had previously expressed concerns about, and continuing to live with or provide favors to those same individuals. Many of these actions occurred while I was not present or even in contact with you. But do we really need more proof?" Dawn's statement mirrored the same tactic Diddy and his legal team used against Cassie, questioning why someone would stay if they were abused. And did anyone else catch how Dawn referenced Q introducing her to his family afterward? Q never gave a timeline, so how did she know it happened after the incident? She must have realized that slip too, because the statement was quickly removed. Instead, Diddy's former chef Jordan stepped in to defend her, saying Dawn wasn't lying and Q was alone in how he felt.
Also, before I forget, Don Richard is not a liar. Don's not a liar. I was in LA for a lot of stuff that happened, and I was also in New York and the Hamptons, with Dawn and DAY26. So a lot of you know, the trip where like after that Q lost his mind and he was never really the same. I was in the Hamptons. Actually forget how much that I was really around for. So yeah, Don Richard is not a liar, has never been a motherfucking liar. If you guys knew, okay, working for someone that weaponizes food and punishes people and not allowing them to eat or sleep and berating them and all of that, like, yeah.
But Q wasn't backing down. After Jordan spoke out, he didn't argue. He simply released a clip of the video he had been talking about. According to Q, Jordan wasn't even present when everything happened, so how could she know unless someone told her what to say? The footage showed exactly what Q described. He looked disoriented and not fully conscious. People don't wake up like that naturally. And the fact that he was soaking wet shows that he was under something extremely powerful. Dawn could be seen laughing and scaring him, fully aware of what she had done. Imagine waking up and slowly realizing you were set up. And if you look closely, right before the camera moved, Diddy reached for something. You don't even need it spelled out to understand what that meant. He may have gone through with it, which is likely why the camera turned away so fast.
That's why I said I feel like he's in jail, and I'm not judging anybody because I think he needs prayer and help, but he's in jail because he's a danger to himself, first of all, and he's a danger to the world right now. And I think there's a lot of people that are scared that didn't come out in the beginning, that are very scared because it's a scary situation. It's not just him. that could possibly hurt you is people around him that are still close to him that could hurt you, or it's just really deep, man.
You can say whatever you want about Q from day 26, but one thing is certain, his story about Diddy has never changed. It's hard to believe he's making this up for attention, and a lot of people online believe him. If Cassie is being believed, then Q deserves the same respect. Some are defending Dawn while ignoring her harmful behavior toward her group members and EX, Qui, yet praising Diddy only to later sue him. The inconsistency is glaring. She's always been a pick me, plow, boy, I have Diddy get all he deserves and more. I watched that day 26 interview and 4 out of 5 members were crying because of what he did to Qui. However, I had to watch day 26's interview and Qui, I am sorry you had to go through what you went through with Diddy. He doesn't go too much into detail, but you can see the hurt and trauma and how much it affects him. Diddy deserves what's coming. So what do you think? Is Dawn Richards still just another victim of Diddy, or was she both a victim and an accomplice? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, baddie. Yeah, bye, baddies.